5 years, $260+ million. I think Zach LaVine got the 5 year, got the Supermax, 5 years, 251. Bradley Beal, Skip, at James Harden's age, that fifth, man, the 5th year at 60 million plus, Skip. Yeah. That's an awful lot of money. I like the time. He's gonna get great money. Let's not pretend like James Harden's gonna be in the poverty line, Skip. He's gonna be at Soup Kitchen now. The dude's gonna get $100+ million for 3 years. I like the length of the contract, because they'll probably be burdened the last 2 years, and he's gonna be looking at a situation like, well, damn, how can we get from under this? So I like the length of the contract. I like James Harden doing what he's like, okay, let me try to, get some great money, but still help the Sixers bring pieces in, because clearly there's some pieces that still need to fill this thing out. So I like the Sixers aspect of it. I like what James Harden did, Skip. But James Harden is not a max extension, max guy anymore. He's just not.
Well, he's not.
But I mean, he still can give you great production. Skip, the guy gave you 22 and 10. Damn. I mean, plus you got Joel Embiid. We've got to stop expecting Houston James Harden, because first of all, he's not the best player anymore, and he can't play that much ISO ball with Joel Embiid, who's a top player in the NBA. So he has to change the way he plays. So those days of Skipper looking for 50-point triple-doubles, and where he goes on the benches, we remember, he goes on the bench and he scores 30 points in 20+ games straight. That's not him anymore. I don't know if that's him physically anymore, or maybe that's a combination of him not being there physically and playing alongside Joel Embiid. But I still believe James Harden can give you great production, and at the price and at the years that they're going to get him, I like this contract. Skip, I just thought 5 years at 200, and I don't begrudge anybody getting their money. I don't mind these guys taking the money, guys that say, I want to win, and then take $250 million. I ain't got no problem when you know you're not going to win there. Get your money. I got no problem with that. But I like what James Harden did. James Harden's going to get great money. The Philly is going to get the relief where they're going to have, 3 years as opposed to 5 years. Because those last 2 years, Skip, it probably $60 million plus a year, 120, and a guy's giving you 50. It wasn't going to work out. I like this deal for James Harden. Saw some video of him. He's been in the gym. It seems like he's taking this thing a lot more serious this year. Maybe it was his hamstring, Skip, because he had the bad hamstring a year ago in the playoffs, and maybe it took him a little bit more time to heal. Maybe he spent a little bit more time in another place as opposed to the gym and the training than what he should. But I like what I've seen thus far. Maybe those are just clips. That doesn't mean, but I'm just saying, I'm liking what I'm seeing from James Harden. I like the length of the contract. I like the dollar value in the contract, and I love it from Philly's aspect, because they're not going to be tied to James Harden for 5 full years when they, because he gave you 22 and 10, Skip, but let's see if he can still give me 22 and 10 year 2 in this contract.
I agree with every point you just made, all of which is why I was shocked by this. Not surprised, I was shocked, because James Harden just showed me a touch of humility. He showed me a touch, maybe an ounce or two, of realistic self-assessment. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm not who I used to be. He is admitting that publicly, because he had every right to say, I want my $47 million, just like somebody did in L.A. just a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, but Skip, he could have gotten that $47 million. But, okay, he plays this 1 year. They weren't going to max him out. They weren't going to give him $47 million and then add tack on the 4 to give him that super max.
But it appears to me that he is trying to allow the Sixers to add some pieces. They've added a P.J. Tucker, and it's not just it's he. It's that guy. And that guy makes great things happen to me. I would want him in my foxhole with me, because
great defensive presence.
He's a difference maker, because everybody feeds off his defensive effort and intensity to me.
Because he's going to replace Danny Green. Danny had that bad accident, the bad injury, Skip. He's probably at his age. Okay, can he come back? I don't know,
but you need those kind of valuable pieces. He is. I like his shoe collection, but I like him even better.
He needs to let his boy get rid of 13.
There you go. Yep, I got it. But my point is, it took some humility for James Harden to back off and say, you know what? I still don't have a ring. I don't have anything to show for this. I've made a lot of money. I'll take some less. Again, he's not in the soup line, but still, he did something that Russell Westbrook refused to do. There wasn't even any thought about Russ saying, hey, let me take less to make you better.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. It wasn't going to be a situation where they were going to extend him. They're not giving Russ 2 years. They're not damn sure weren't going to give him 3 years. As a matter of fact, they're trying to get out from under the 1 year. So it wasn't a situation like James Harden. James Harden knew they traded and they gave up so much for me. So if I opt out of this, I can possibly get an extra 2 years at $70 million, $80 million, plus what I'm going to get. So I can get somewhere, Skip, 3 years. What are you going to get? $110 million, which is, $37 million. I could pay up. Couldn't you be able to live with that?
Well, sure, you could. But you have to live with your pride also that you did not max them out right out of the box.
Well, it showed me, Skip, is that if you remember a couple of years ago, they tried to max him out. They offered him a 2-year extension for about $103, $104 million.
Yep.
And he turned that down because he said, I don't have a chance to win here.
Okay.
So he was willing to go to Brooklyn, team with Kyrie and KD, and possibly lose out on a max deal.
That's true.
In order to win a championship, because it shows me that maybe a championship is pretty important to James Harden, considering the steps that he took to get to where he got.
Okay, so what did we see? He played just 21 regular season games for the Sixers after he forced his way yet again out of one town to get to that town. 21 regular season games. He averaged 21 points with 7 rebounds, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And 11 assists.
Which is great.
Pretty great. Right? That's a career high. If you extended it out for the whole season, that would be his career high. Okay, that works. He shot only 40% from the floor, which is not great, and only 33% from 3, which is even worse. Still 89% from the free throw line, but he wasn't able to get to the free throw line the way he used to. Just dominate games. They're not giving it.
They're not giving it to him.
He is not earning it anymore, or it's like chicken or egg, which came first, but they're just not giving him the calls.
I just thought last year, Skip, the step back, he didn't have the step back in his bag as consistently as it normally was, and his float game wasn't there. He wasn't able to turn the corner and get that step to the guy, get to the rim, his floater, or get fouled. So now his numbers are down a little bit, but I still like the 11 assists. I like that. You're going to feed. Skip, I believe his assist total is going to be there because, hell, he can feed Joel Embiid to the paint. That's 6 assists right there.
I agree. So in the end, as I watched him carefully last year, he did look like Russ in that he lost whatever you want to call it, athleticism or edge or quickness or burst or whatever you slightly lose.
Yeah.
He lost some of it. Was it because he wasn't in premium shape? Is he getting in premium shape? Can he get it back? I doubt it. I don't think Russ could get in any better shape and get it back because I just think Russ has taken so much. Both of them have taken a lot of punishment. Because, James, when you get to the free throw line, it means somebody hits you.
I don't believe, Skip, I don't believe Russ losing athleticism was condition-based. A lot of people believe that James Harden losing athleticism is condition-based, that he's not in the physical condition that he needs to be in to be able to turn the corner. We're going to see. He gets a complete offseason. As far as I know, there's been no indication that he was injured at any point in time late in the season last year. No. And so now he should have an entire season to train, not rehab that hamstring. So they're coming into the season or in training camp, there should be no excuses for James Harden why he isn't in peak condition. Okay. I'm not saying the man need to be abbed up because I don't know if he has that type of body.
Well, from the video I saw, it looked like he does have some abs starting to pop through.
Oh, James Harden? James has some abs?
I don't know. That's what it looked like to me.
All I'm happy to see is I see him as long as I see him in the weight room doing and keeping everything under control. Yep. Because the way he showed up in Houston, that last year, you can't do that.
I think he's making a statement.
Well, he made it. I don't know whatever the statement was, but he made it.
Okay.
If he was trying to audition for the Nutty Professor Part 3 or Big Mama Part 4, he would have got the role.
He would have gotten the role. I agree. So going forward into next year, would you rather have James Harden or Russell Westbrook? It's not even close.
I take Harden.
Well, you have to take Harden.
I take Harden.
Okay, and Harden is going to make, I don't know what it's going to come out. I think he's going to make $30-ish million next year, so 30 to 47. He might make $17 million less than Russ will. But to your point, Russ is going to be one and done, and he could be one and done in the league. Well, he could be.
Skip, he'll probably get like the mid-level. I don't know if he's going to get another $20+ million a year contract after. are they giving guys, unless you're like the top, unless you like Kevin Durant, you LeBron, are they giving guys in year 15, 16, 17, 25, $30 million?
Okay. Well, the guy who's going to have to swallow a ton of pride is going to be Russell after this coming year.
Yes. That's going to be very interesting.
Oof. Yep.
But he might go to a team, Skip, and they'll allow him to be Russ, and they're not very good, and he averages a triple-double again.